Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to find the coordinates of a vector given that you have the magnitude and direction angle. So a vector usually follows the form of a coordinate which has A and B. But remember that A represents the units it went on the x-axis and B represents the units that it went on the y-axis. So if we plotted A and B, it could look something like this. And you can draw a little triangle here and label the sides, where this bottom side is A and this side is B. So we can have a triangle that looks something like this, and our angle is 56 degrees. So we know that our angle is 56 degrees and the magnitude of this vector is 3. So that means that the length of this vector is 3. If we were to actually solve for what A is, we can actually use trig to do this, because if you remember from trig, this side is called the adjacent side from the angle, and we have given information on the hypotenuse. So if we were to look for A, we can use cosine. So we can have cosine of 56 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is A. We have A over 3. 3 is on our hypotenuse. So what we can do is multiply 3 to both sides to solve for A. So we have that A is equal to 3 times cosine of 56 degrees. We can do something similar for B. So if we wanted to solve for what B is, we can see that B is actually opposite of the 56 degrees, and we also have information on our hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse, that's sine. So we can use sine in order to figure out what our B is. So sine of 56 degrees is equal to opposite, which is B, over hypotenuse, which is 3. So again, we can multiply 3 to both sides to cancel out the 3 in the denominator. So our B is equal to 3 times sine of 56 degrees. And so now we know what our A is. Our A is 3 times cosine of 56, and our B is 3 times sine of 56. So we can write that out. So our vector V is equal to 3 times cosine of 56 degrees, comma, 3 times sine of 56 degrees. And now we can just plug this into our calculator and see what we get. So if we plug it into our calculator, we can get 3 times cosine of 56 is equal to 1.68. So this is 1.68, comma, 3 times sine of 56 is 2.49. So this is our vector. And so we can actually generalize this. So whenever we're actually looking for the coordinate of a vector and we're given the magnitude and the direction angle, it's always going to have this form. It's going to have our magnitude, which was 3, multiplied by the cosine of the direction angle, comma, the magnitude, which was 3 again, times the sine of our direction angle. So this is actually the general form. So if we are given the magnitude and direction angle, we can turn it back into a coordinate by writing it in that form. So just having the magnitude times cosine times the magnitude times the sine. So by looking at something like this, if we know that form, we can do this quite simply. So we know that our vector V is going to have the coordinate of, in this case, our magnitude is 5 and our direction angle is 130 degrees. So our vector coordinates are going to be 5 times cosine of 130 degrees, comma, 5 times sine of 130 degrees. And this is going to be our coordinates. We can just plug this into our calculator and see what coordinates we get. So we're going to do 5 times cosine of 130 degrees, and we get negative 3.21, comma, 5 times sine of 130 degrees is 3.83. So 3.83. So our vector coordinates are these right here. And so we can always follow this general form in order to find out what the coordinates are of our vector, given that we have the magnitude and direction angle. Hope that helped. Bye guys.